On the back straightaway, into turn number 3, thick thin, still 3 wide, Brandon Feeney, high, wide, and handsome. He's going to go to the outside and get past Camillo.
I don't mean to be two birds and bees with you folks, but this is how cautions are born.
All right, welcome back to the final episode of the Ladies of Motorsports Month. We have our beautiful co-host Jennifer Hash. How are you doing today?
I'm doing awesome. How are you?
Doing great. I don't know if many people know this. You might see flashes of lightning. Jen had to come inside from her, I think, designated spot for the night, as the clouds didn't look so great around you.
No, and like we were just getting ready to go live there, and I'm not even kidding you. I am in the basement. And we saw the brightest flash of lightning back there, and then a big crack of thunder. But I do have a Generac, so if anything happens, I should be able to stay here.
Yeah, priorities. Like, we got to make sure the podcast goes on, and
That's right.
But so you were at Sunset Speedway this weekend. How was the racing there when you were there?
Oh, Sunset put on a fantastic weekend. I helped Robin with the Ontario Legends Series up in the tower. So even though our Great Lakes Legends were there, I ended up managing to get up in the tower and such. And Legends put on a spectacular race. Like just a spectacular race. Joe Adams walked away with a heat win and a feature win. Like Jason Legg, who ran up front, like so impressive. It was just a really great night. Wes and Adam Cuthbertson always put on a great show and end up in everybody reels. So they say. They ended up with Adam on top of Wes's car, and speaking to Wes afterwards, and he said that he couldn't get out his driver's window because Adam's car was in it, and he couldn't get out his passenger side because of the gear shifter, and he was too chubby to get out that way. Or he said that everybody was going to get a spectacular show when he lost his mind on Adam. Anyways, so they just put on a great show. Like the features were really fun to watch. The hot rods, oh my gosh, always so entertaining. And again on Saturday night, they put on a great show. The Bone Stocks were there. They had a great show. Like, yeah, it was just a really, really good night. The modifieds were there. They're always fun to watch. So just good night, no rain. So I guess it rained all the way around the track, but we never got any.
Did you party crash a certain birthday party last weekend that we were told about?
I did. It was Carly Williams' birthday.
Wrong birthday party.
Did I crash a birthday party? Oh, like
Sam's?
Oh, Sam's. Yeah. No, because they weren't. He wasn't there.
I know, but you said you'd find him.
I know. I never did find him.
You have driven to dumber places for dumber reasons than crashing a birthday party.
Sam was disappointed that me and Tracy didn't show up. But anyway, so me and Tracy did a road trip together, and we always have a blast doing that too. So no, just a great weekend. Yeah. Friday night got rained out yet again at Delaware. We got rained out. Then we weren't on the schedule, and now this Friday's not looking good. So like Big Booty Judy's been in the trailer for, it's going to be 3 weeks. So I'm really hoping Mother Nature gets her act together and we get back to the racetrack, because itching. We're coming up on the end of the season, which is sad. And I'm 1 month today. I go in for surgery, and I'm down for 2 months. So I got 4 weekends left. Not even.
So that means you're not going to be able to do Frosttoberfest.
Yeah, there's a really good chance I won't be at Frosttoberfest and Autumn Colors either. If it just all depends on how the surgery goes.
Well, we're going to hope it goes well, because
Me
we
too.
need the adultier adult to babysit us.
I know. So sad. So see what I can do. I'm a pretty tough chick. We'll see what happens.
There's nothing that's really going to keep you away from autumn colors unless you have to be away. We all know this.
If I'm not autumn colors, then start sending flowers because I'm sick. I'm not doing well.
That's like worse than the man cold that the guys get. If it's keeping Jen down.
That's right.
So I had an extremely busy weekend. I ran down to Oswego on Friday night.
Great pictures, by the way. Some great pictures.
I have some, but I have to watermark them all so I made a deal with the Speedway because they have official photographers. They don't want me to sell photos and stuff like that. I took on, and that was the deal going down. I knew this, but they want me to watermark them and stuff. And I don't really have an app to do it, so I have to do each photo individually. So I figured, well, they won't give me crap if I upload one of Glenn.
No.
and I'm like, all right, if I get one per division, then it's not so bad. Yeah. But once I watermark them all, I'm gonna pop them up and so the photos I enjoy. It's a new thrill, and at Oswego, it was just that next level of difficulty. It's like, this is a racer. When you get good at something, you're like, all right, what can I do to make this more challenging? Yeah. Well, going to dirt track, which I've never shot dirt cars from the inside of the track before. I did a couple at Brighton from the outside. But those sprint cars, how fast they come at you and how close you are at Oswego. I have never heard a pack of vehicles louder, and I'm including monster trucks, than 360 sprint cars being maybe a foot and a half away from me.
Yeah, heart pounding.
It was the best moment of my life. At the same time, it's like, I probably should have actually wore ear protection, which I don't wear ear protection for anything. But it's like, I probably should have wore like earbuds or something because I have never experienced anything that loud. And unfortunately, I'm so used to asphalt world. As intermission hit, I went to go grab some drinks because I was basically spitting dirt out of my teeth and stuff like that. Because once again, dirt rookie. Only 10-minute intermission. I didn't make it back down for the features, but Johnny Benson was at Oswego this weekend. For those who know NASCAR, Johnny Benson drove, I think it was a 10 Valvoline car for a while, and had some other sponsors. Accidentally started talking to him, getting food. Didn't know who it was because I'm not really good at names and faces to begin with, let alone people I've never really met. Well, honestly, it comes down to it. Like, you could probably have Dale Jr. walk in front of me and talk to me at Sunset Speedway. I wouldn't know who he was. It'd just be another racing person, and this as well as I do. You start talking racing with somebody, it doesn't really matter who they are, as long as it's fun stories.
Absolutely.
So.
Yep, that's how my shirts got down to Connecticut, the Stafford Motor Speedway, right? Just started talking to somebody in the stands in February and got a great friendship now. Right.
It's the biggest thing I like is the iRacing and stuff like that too, because you can race against people you never normally, like, you have fans that are like down in Florida that are racing and stuff like that. But they'll go watch like Florida races. So like a couple guys have bought like merchandise when I had all my stuff on like Epic and stuff like that. So that's like I said, you watch like New Smyrna Speed Weeks on Flow Racing and you see your merchandise in the stands. It's like, this is so weird. Yeah. And it's just like, it shows how small and large the community racing is, because we're all like tight knit and like, it's almost like siblings. We'll all mess with each other. We'll all have a good time, jokes and all that stuff. But you better not try to pick one of our siblings because that's one of our own.
Yeah, that's very true.
So
how sad are you that the month of August is going to be officially over and we're putting our last podcast together in the ladies month? It's kind of sad. I can't believe it's been a month already and 5 episodes?
This is the 5th episode. I am kind of sad because I've had actually a lot of fun doing this with you, because it's way more entertaining when I'm not doing all the talking, because I like to we kind of balance each other. Like, we're both kind of crazy in our own way, but we kind of have like different views and like different outlooks, and like if I think one way, you're thinking another way, and it's a really good balance.
Yeah, it worked out good. I had a blast. Thank you again so much for having me. And it's again, something just to put in your suitcase of things you've done, and just a lot of fun. And I want to thank you again for having me.
Anytime. Like I said, as long as I'm still hosting this podcast, which right now it's looking like end of September's last guess. I'm going to be taking a break for a while.
And that's okay too. People need breaks from things. And, you know, even tonight it was like, oh, I got to do this and this. Oh, nope, got a podcast tonight. Right. So you got to, like, it's time consuming. And then I'm not even doing any of the editing and all this other stuff. So having said that, I'm sure it's quite time consuming, and it's okay to step away, and then maybe you come back fresh and excited about it again. Right. Like it's just one of those things that every once in a while we need a break from something that we're doing. And I hope pick it up again, because these are really important. They really are.
Well, my goal isn't to give it up completely. I'm going to hope my full intention is to drop the weekly episodes, because it is a lot of stress, and especially I do want to get back racing again.
Mhm.
And with the mod hopefully going to be sold soon, and once I have the empty trailer, you know what empty trailer syndrome's like. I've already been talking with like mini stocks and stuff like that, because I'm not allowed to run bone stocks at home.
Mhm.
So I feel like I can afford to run mini stocks, but I need to have nights to work on the cars and stuff like that. And
Sure. Yeah, go down or something, and just maybe have a couple of different guests or something. Maybe make it a little bit longer. And
yeah, my thought process is kind of like you know what a racing schedule looks like. You usually get 1 or 2 weekends off a month through the season, and it's just if I pick some guests out and stuff like that and do a couple episodes a month or 1 or 2 a month to keep the show going, but not as a full-time commitment, then it's going to be one of those things it's less financially straining on me, where I can have the race car, but at the same time I can still do the advertisement and publicity that this does for the drivers. So
yeah, great.
anyway, without us rambling on about, the
Which
month ending, and we may as well bring Paige in, which she's apparently going to laugh and joke, or she's going to be extremely shy and nervous. We don't know yet, but Paige is
whatever
honestly
gives us. That's right.
yeah, Paige is honestly like great to watch around the racetrack, because she is there to have fun with her friends she's racing with, and she's one of those young drivers that's always happy, always hanging out with her friends, and it reminds me of what we got into racing for. Like, and I know you've been there too. Like, you get into racing, you're having fun, and then all of a sudden you start getting good, and you get like, oh, I have to be competitive, I have to do this, and all of a sudden it's like, no, we just need to have fun. So
that's where I'm back to, which is awesome.
Exactly. That's where I was last year. Everyone's like, why are you running 2 cars?
And
I'm like, because it's more fun.
Mhm.
I'm like, I could run 1 car and think about points, but then if something happens to that car and it breaks, I'm pulling hair out trying to figure out how I'm going to get the car fixed for the next week.
Yeah.
I ran 2 cars, had no idea how the hell I was going to go up to the track each week, and just put the helmet on, go, and had a good time racing a bunch of great drivers at Peterborough.
Yeah.
But anyway, listen, we'll get this paused and we'll bring on Paige, and
Sounds good.
hopefully the Barbie girl is going to tell us all about her Barbie world. All right, we have our lovely guest Paige Stevenson here, the driver of the number 77 Bone Stock. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
We're doing good. So
That's good.
your Bone Stock, you have black and pink, and you got the Barbie logos on it. What was the inspiration behind doing that and coming out with the Barbie car?
Honestly, we had to whip up something in like a week, and I already had like my decals ordered, and I love pink, as we all know. So I already had it ordered, and my mom thought, Barbie would be kind of funny, don't you think? I was like, yeah. So behind my dad's back, we ordered the Barbie decal, and yeah, we put her on. So
where do you race, Paige?
Peterborough Speedway.
Peterborough Speedway. So I don't get up there very often, except for like autumn colors. So
yeah, I won't be racing that, sadly.
Why not?
It's my first year, and I'm just trying to get my toes wet in the sport, so I don't want to put myself out there, and I don't know, safety wise, but I feel like next year I'll definitely be ready, but I don't think this year.
Well, see, you can always bring the cars and run the heats,
That's
right?
true.
And then if you feel like you're not close enough after the heats, and if you run the B main and you don't make it, at least you got to run your car.
Yeah. I don't know. It's something to like conversate with my father.
And you can't get any better with the car and the trailer.
That's true. That's true.
Hey, and your dad will tell you if you want to get better, you gotta go against the best, right?
That is true. I don't
Yeah.
know. Maybe I'll convince my dad to whip the Barbie car. I don't know.
You have to get him a pink and black suit to match
I
yours.
don't know if that's a
I
good idea.
will.
I don't know if that's a good idea. It's always when you let somebody else run your car that something bad happens. Happened to me last year.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll see. I think my dad, he's quite experienced, so I feel like he could, I don't know. It's more convincing him to actually go out and do it. I don't think he will, but
Has he actually run 4 cylinders?
I don't know. I believe so. He's ran everything under the sun, so I would say so.
I just never personally seen your dad in 4 cylinders.
Yeah, I don't, that would be a question I'll have to ask him later. I'm
We'll
not
just
sure.
he'll just have to comment on the post when he watches the YouTube video.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
So obviously, Paige. So we got across the Barbie car and stuff like that, and you. Luckily, the pink and like black hats match you perfectly and stuff like that. Match your fire suit, stuff like that.
Yeah,
So
I know. I wear it all the time. I love it.
other than when I come to Sunset to like watch your brother and you race.
That was the one time I switched up the hat.
Well, my car is black and pink as well, so girl power.
Perfect. Perfect colors.
Big Booty Judy is all pink. Well, black and pink.
That's awesome.
So your mom was telling me, I think it was you play competitive softball or was it hockey?
Oh, hockey.
Hockey. So you're kind of used to like the team dynamic and stuff like that. Is
Yeah.
it? Do you find like the girls you played hockey with that you become friends with, like, are now like being friends with racing? Like you guys are kind of doing both, or is it like some of them it's just not their thing?
Well, actually, one of the bone stock drivers, Callie Diemer, um, I was teammates with her on my last hockey year, and she was cheering me on and whatnot. And then she's always wanted to get into racing, so she saw a car go up for sale, and we've been the shake and bake team. So yeah, I don't know, in racing, like it's completely different. It's like a different type of like family atmosphere. There's always like help of hands. So yeah, I would say some people have transferred, but I mean, you know, yeah,
But
it's
do you
been nothing but help.
have you had many come out to cheer you on and stuff?
Yeah, I have, yeah.
That's awesome.
And some school friends too. So I've had all the support in the world.
That's
So
amazing.
with all the support in the world, you got to take place with your first fan appreciation and at this past weekend at Peterborough Speedway. What was that like seeing like the bunch of like young girls come up and talk to you and stuff like that?
Honestly, it warmed my heart a little bit because like I didn't know what type of impact I had like as a female driver until like I had girls coming up and, oh, that's Barbie. That's like, it definitely like opened my eyes a little bit, and I see why people enjoy it.
Well, and you got to remember too, you are a bit, so now you're an inspiration to girls that think, well, I'm too young, or I'm to this, or I'm to that, and now they're like, oh, well, it's something I can do potentially, right? And well, like in one of our things we talked about the young girl there, I had a picture with one of my late models, and I had a girl, she was like 8 at the time, and we found her. And so now at the end of this year, she's going to come, I'm going to take my car to Flamborough, and she's going to actually race my car. She's an OPP officer now. And so like 20 years later, we found her through social
That's
media.
awesome.
And so how crazy was that we found her? And like, how many people have you been around where the conversation is, oh, I'd love to race a car? And I think almost everybody that you come across has that mentality. And here you are doing it at such a young age and having fun. And that is an inspiration to other young girls to get into it. So kudos to you, and always, represent well, and, be a girl power girl, and, all those good things.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's definitely amazing. Like I didn't think of myself as an inspiration because honestly, I just like got put into the car but it was, yeah, I don't know. It's been great. It's been awesome. And it's lovely to see like all the girls like coming out and now watching the races too. It's great.
You're part of our next generation coming up through. Like I'm generation going out, Brandon's in the middle and you're coming in. So
I'm in the middle. I'm the only one here not racing.
yeah, true. Well, you will. You'll get back out there.
Well, I am running Frosttoberfest.
Yeah.
All right, sorry for the technical difficulties. Well, you probably won't see as many as that once we release this, but Paige's Wi-Fi went down. And of course, the youngest person has the technology issue.
I know.
We
But,
did think that was kind of funny.
It was. So you just like kept talking. I was like frozen in one stance.
We were
That's funny.
talking and Brent's like, she's frozen. And I'm like, mm-hmm. I can hardly get this on my iPad, let alone like maneuver any of it. And the young one's the one that goes down.
I know.
and she did have choose 600 camera angles, Jen.
Yes, exactly.
I wish we had like a TikTok of like how many camera angles you did in the night, but like I feel like we wouldn't have enough time on TikTok to post all those.
No, but it's been funny.
I think the least amount of setup time was actually when you were in Big Booty Judy.
It's because I couldn't go anywhere.
So, Paige, I got a question for you because I've always named every one of my cars. I think Jen has done pretty much the same. Is your race car like? Is her name Barbie? Does your race car have a name?
Yeah, I usually just say gonna go whip the Barbie car today or something like that. I think yeah, Barbie has pretty much made the name for itself.
So, this is also your rookie season this year. You're getting to learn how to work on your own cars because your mom's been sending me pictures of you trying not to get the hat dirty, and
Yeah.
and you're improving quite a lot. Because at the end of the year, you were minding your own business, trying not to wreck the car, driving at your capabilities, which for a young driver I express like a lot of like gratitude and stuff because you see a lot of young drivers just, oh, this is easy and floor it and like junk cars and roll over because they're not being patient. So kudos to you for like pushing your boundaries slowly and not like going overboard. But so like you got to learn how to work on cars, got to learn how to drive. What has been the most difficult thing for you to learn in your rookie year?
I would say navigating the track correctly, like getting my line down pat because like I also want to be out of the way. Like the last thing I want to do is be the slow driver and then, cause whatever. But now since I'm kind of getting in with the pack, I want to figure out a solid line. But I've been having a little bit of difficulty with that, but I hope to improve a little bit more.
So that Peterborough's always had this weird line, especially in the front wheel drives. And it's hard to explain how to make it work because there's a lot of people that will you know this from watching cars in front of you. There'll be a lot of people that will kick the back end of the car out and get the car too loose and wiggle it. And that's how they think that it's fast there. But if you watch like the fast people like your Ryan Oosterholtz, your Sean Kennedys, your Tegan Stanleys, your Victoria McLennans, and all that stuff, like those really fast drivers you have this year, their cars are all stable. But like it's all Jen knows this, like from her vast racing experience of kicking the back end out of almost any car isn't necessarily faster. It's a lot of showmanship, but you're wasting a lot of tire.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I always wonder why people actually choose to drive like that sometimes.
I honestly think they think you have to over rotate a front wheel drive because the stereotype is front wheel drives are too tight. So you see people trying to de-wedge them and stuff like that. And like that's where the big fad I think in front wheel drive cars was to lift the left rear tire. Right? I'm guilty.
That just happens. Yeah. And some tracks like we do that at Delaware a lot. A lot of times you're on three wheels.
So I'm no better than this. The neon last year was probably 2 feet in the air. But that's just how that car was set up. I didn't change anything because I was lazy. I was just there to have fun, and somebody told me I shouldn't do it, so I said, okay, I'll do it all year. But yeah, maybe if I make it up to Peterborough on Saturday, I'll try to help you a little bit with that, because I've done okay there. But driving front wheel drive there is a whole different thing than driving rear wheel drive. Because
Yeah.
and your Honda is also super weird, because I drove this matching one of a CGC at Sauble. And
Okay.
those cars drive really weird. They don't
Yeah.
push. Like, that is the most neutral car I've ever driven in my life. Like, I'm including late models, modifieds. Like, they're just neutral. So I don't know about yours, but I haven't driven it. Maybe I'll have to jump in the Barbie car.
Maybe. Honestly, yeah.
I want to
Um,
see wearing the Barbie outfit then.
I
yeah.
wouldn't ruin
You
her
know
fire
what?
suit
I
for her.
better see you in a Barbie tracksuit.
That's
Yep.
it. Tracksuit it is. Pink tracksuit. Anybody got pink tracksuit? Pink tracksuit? Send it our way. We'll make sure.
Well,
Yeah.
I already have a black suit. We'll just have to get like pink tape, and you can write with like white paint pen Barbie on it.
I don't know. I think we need a whole bedazzled suit done to the nines.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then my suit would look better than yours.
Whoa, I don't know here.
If
I don't know.
if I'm bedazzled, I would win in a heartbeat.
That is
Oh.
true. That is true.
I would match the bedazzled Barbie on the hood of the car.
Yeah.
So actually, John, fun story. Like, there's actually like a bedazzled Barbie on the hood, like the whole hood.
Yeah. I'll have to see it.
I made
Yeah,
it
there's
just,
like a pink striping of bedazzle and then a giant Barbie right at the front.
That's awesome. Love it.
and there you have Barbie on the side of the car as well, don't you? In like the
No, I
Barbie
just
pink.
have just pink lettering and stuff.
But that's what I was saying. Like, you have the pink lettering of Barbie and like Barbie pink, right?
Yeah.
Sorry, I just dropped my modem, so apparently we're all gonna have internet issues tonight. But yeah. Anyway, so
I have a
As you-
Generac, so when and if I lose my power, I'll be right back.
we'll be right back
Lucky.
after these messages.
Like a blip. It's a blip of a second, and we're back up and running again.
But so obviously you've got one more race is championship night. Do you plan on maybe taking the car up to Sunset to try it out? Apparently we have
I
a cat
don't-
fight beside me.
I don't know. I would say finish it off where I've started so far. That's definitely something like I want to do. I want to try out Sunset. I've seen the track and it looks so like smooth, like going into the corners. So I really want to try that out. But I think for my final race, I'm just gonna end it where I started it. And yeah.
So 2024 Barbie stays at home. 2025 we see the traveling Barbie.
She might be traveling a little bit.
We could call her Travel Barbie.
There you go. Yep.
Oh, I just thought of this. If you use your dad's enclosed trailer, he's not going to be able to logo it his way anymore. Because then we can make it like the Barbie box that the Barbie comes in.
That is true.
Or put on this whole side of the trailer. You know how like the Barbie camper, but make it like a Barbie race car scene, but you could see in it. That'd be funny.
I just need to put Barbie on everything now. I'm gonna put it on the trailer, all the cars.
Your dad's
Yeah.
going to need a pink truck to haul it.
Let's not go
That's
too.
what I've been saying. A nice souped up, lifted truck, pink, done to the nines, bedazzled.
Let me guess, you want white wheels though.
Probably. I don't know. Maybe.
Spinners. She wants spinners. So how old are you?
I'm 18.
So you have your driver's license and everything?
Yeah.
So I see you getting a pink truck.
I know.
Or
I
at least
want one.
black with some pink, maybe.
That would be good. That'd be good.
She's going to get the black truck, pink rims. That's how she's going to do it. Then she can have her pink Barbie logos like down the side, like you know how the Yanko Chevys used to have in the back, where the pinstripe. She can have that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're just planning your whole like racing hauler for you.
You know what? I
Exactly.
like that. I'm gonna have like a whole vision board done up and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're 18. Well, that's cool. Okay. I thought you were a little bit younger than that. So
So did
that
I. So that's my fault.
did you? Yeah. Okay. So there you go. We thought you were a little bit younger,
I
but
said 17, so I wasn't far off.
no, you weren't correct.
You were close. You were close.
So
But-
what if you could travel this year? I think we kind of started this, but if you could travel this year and race any track, where would you go?
I would say Sunset.
Yeah.
Just because I'm familiar with the track and like I've seen how it looks, but you know, I would like to expand and like see other tracks. So I don't know, I can get more of an insight of what else there is. But yeah, I would say Sunset.
Cool. Hopefully we see you there next year in 2025.
Yes, I hope to be there.
I was just there on the weekend and they put on a great show. Legends put on a great show. Bone Stocks had a Dash for Cash, I believe it was called. Modifieds put on a good show. Hot Rods put on a good show. It was a great night at Sunset. Sunset always does a great job. I heard rumors that like I had heard rumors that it was like a few years down the road that they weren't going to be running, but then somebody at the track told me it was next year that they're not running. So I don't know what the truth there is to that. I didn't hear that from anybody from the track, just some drivers at the track. So
Oh,
It's just one of those things. Everyone's heard the rumors, and until we see I'm sure they're going to have a final season when they actually have to have a final season.
that's
And-
what I do. Like you would think that they would really pump it up for a final season.
Yeah, kind of like Humberstone with the final 5.
Mm-hmm.
But so Paige, to kind of go with if you were traveling, so obviously you've started your career in the Bone Stocks at Peterborough. That's where. What divisions would you like to progress into, and like where would you like to ultimately get as like the top point?
ooh, that's a good one. I would say maybe like super stock or something fast, but I think I'm definitely gonna be limbo for a little bit in bone stock just until like I kind of grasp racing a little bit better. But you know, I'm not sure where my end goal will be. I don't know. I'm just seeing where it takes me, but I hope something good. Something good.
Maybe a
What's
modified behind you.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what's behind you? A modified?
Yes.
And that's your dad's?
He was actually renting it or going to rent it this year from Shane Pollock.
Yeah. Oh, I know Shane. Yeah.
Yeah.
Legend guy. Was a legend guy.
Was a legend guy, got into modifieds.
Mhm.
Just saying, if your dad wants a modified, he knows where mine is.
Okay. Oh, okay. I thought I was losing Wi-Fi. We're good. We're good.
It glitched for a second, but we're
For a
good this
second,
time.
it scared me.
So we're gonna ask our favorite question
I
of
was just gonna ask that.
of ladies in motorsport months, and I feel like you're gonna have probably the best answer of like
Oh.
everyone we've asked.
Okay.
So what is your go-to like pump up song for when you're heading like to the racetrack? And like
Ooh.
you can give us a couple options here because Jen's gonna create a playlist.
Yes, I am.
I feel like my aesthetic is so different to the stuff I listen to, but I love Black Hole Sun by Soundgarden. That gets me like really pumped up. Mary Jane's Last Dance. Like old dad rock, I'd say, gets me really pumped up, or Chris Stapleton.
Old dad rock.
Yeah.
How old is your dad? Your dad's probably younger than me.
I don't know, I get a lot of it from him, I would say. A lot of my music taste.
Perfect. I'll add those to the playlist.
I just seen Jen's face with an old dad rock, and she goes, "That was stuff when I was a kid."
Old dad.
Sorry. This is me being like 12 and immature. This is why we need adultier adults.
Well, we should keep looking then.
Paige is now the adultier adult.
Yeah. Hmm.
So we have a fan question here from Mr. Chad Strawn. I believe you know him pretty well, probably
I
most of
do.
your life.
Yeah.
So the first thing is he wants to say you've done a great job in your rookie year, getting better every time you hit the track. But he wants to know what keeps you pushing to get better, and what made you want to get into racing yourself?
I would definitely say what keeps me going is my family and the race team. Again, my best friend that's also racing with me and her family. They really like keep my head on my shoulders and keep me more confident in what I'm doing. And I would say my dad, I've always wanted to try to get into racing, but I've always had competitive hockey and I never had the time, or it also takes up a lot of money and stuff. So, when I finished my senior hockey season, he was like, "So there's a car for sale. What do you think about racing?" I was like, "Well, I've always kind of liked it, always wanted to do it." 2 minutes later, he's off the phone. He's like, "Yeah, so you have a car." And we went for a 6-hour tour the next day, picking it up.
Where'd you buy it from? What area?
Uh, ooh, just outside of Manitoulin Island, I believe.
Okay, so it was a northern car.
Yeah,
Where's Manitoulin Island?
So it'd be
I
straight,
believe.
yeah,
I
be
believe.
straight like Tobermory, probably. Well, it depends. Either you go up the Tobermory up 6, so that means was it a Sobel car? Or was it like a North Bay Sudbury car kind of thing?
I have no idea. It was all my dad. He knew. He was just like, you know what, put her in.
Why does this seem like it came out of Paul Senior's yard?
Well, that's what I was gonna say. Like Tobermory way to go across the Manitoulin on the ferry, that's one way. But also, I feel like if it was 6 hours, although you're coming from a bit farther than me, but something tells me it could have been up that way. And Paul Senior seems to get into a lot of situations.
Paul Senior has one of everything.
Yeah, exactly.
Was there other race cars on the property when you picked it up?
Not that I remember. We got it from PK, I believe his name was.
Oh, PK, the one that had Corey's CRX.
Yes, I believe that's the guy. Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
that makes sense now. Now I was actually super contemplating buying that CRX because Strawn's build really nice cars. And ever since I was your age, I've wanted a CRX because they were like the ultimate JDM car. But yeah, I didn't buy it because I had to do adult things this year. Sucks.
Does suck.
So before we let you go, Paige, we're gonna give you a few moments to thank your sponsors, where we can find
Don't
you.
let Paige go yet. What are you crazy? It's only 8:58.
I know we normally talk for 6 hours afterwards.
No, that's true. We do. I think we do more off of air talking than we do on air. But
No, I mean like after I let them thank their sponsors and we talk like 6
well,
times.
that's okay. That's true.
So like we're like the ADHD twins as we were talking about this earlier. So like I'm giving you while I'm thinking about time to thank your sponsors, where people can find you on social media, part of your SMS racing team. We need to get like some Paige Steven merchandise. Like
Yes, if you have any merch.
I would like to get some merch actually. We have the SMS stuff, but I don't think I have any Barbie stuff really. I'd like to
Ooh.
get some of that.
Before you get too far, because my brain will forget this. So you know you have the Barbie letters in the side of your car? I have an idea for next year. So you keep the same font, but instead of having Barbie, you just do Paige in the same font though.
Yeah. Okay, I know what you mean now. Are you talking about like the hood?
No. So you know on the side of the car we have Barbie. Oh no, I think you have SMS there.
Yeah, the side of the car is SMS and like the top says my name in like a Barbie font.
So you're not old enough to remember this, but Jen might be because she used to play video games too. It's more my age, Jen, not like a old. So back when like NASCAR games were like out in like 2000s, they couldn't advertise like alcohol sponsors and stuff like that. So if you got like a Dale Jr. Bud car, it would just say Dale Jr. So like your Barbie car would just be like a Paige Stevenson car.
Okay.
I'm not following you. I don't like that idea at all. Scrap it. Stay Barbie.
That's what I'm saying. I think the Barbie I have the name for myself up there.
I was just gonna say, I think you can really ride that. Actually, I think you can really ride that Barbie train. Anyways, and I think like all the young girls, you're going to be a fave with a lot of the young girls for sure. And like when you're doing like autograph sessions and stuff, and you should make sure you have the Barbie stuff. And I always have candy. So my car is always very, very busy because they've got to know that if they come see me, I have like Lick'em Sticks, I have Tootsie Rolls, I have the Tootsie Pops, I have bubble gum, I have like, everybody knows to come to grab my hero card. It always comes with candy. So it's just a cute little thing that they know to come see me because they know they're going to get a handful of candy.
See, you belong at Peterborough because we all have candy at Peterborough.
Yeah, not like a few do at Delaware and stuff, but not a lot.
All right, so we'll trade the few people at Peterborough that don't have candy for the few that have candy at
That means
Delaware.
Means I get to come to Peterborough then.
Yep. You get to come party with us all year.
All right. It's a heck of a drive for me though.
So you're like Delaware?
So I race Delaware on Friday nights with Big Booty Judy, and then we have 54 cars on a regular night. So it's
Wow.
kind of crazy. There's always a B. You're always trying to get into that A without having to run the B. And then I'm also the race director of the Great Lakes Legends Series, and my son races the car. So on Saturday, Sunday this weekend, like we'll be at Varney. So I have very busy weekends.
Wow, yeah.
Anyway, back to where we were before this. You can say talk about your sponsors, where we can find you on social medias, and obviously you're racing this weekend for your PC 275 racing bonus.
Yes.
We haven't given it away yet, so take home the money.
Yeah. She's running for it, and I believe we have Morgan Moore running this weekend for it.
She's running as well, yeah. And honestly, Morgan really could win the money. Me and Tracy might be diving into our savings accounts this weekend.
This is where you talk, Paige.
Oh, sorry. No, I thought I like cut out again. I was like, oh no.
I was like,
so
but
I would like to sorry.
Go ahead and
I would like to thank my sponsors, Icon's Hair Studio and the Feeney Call podcast, help me with my struts. My father, the SMS race team, which includes my Uncle Brian, Aunt Deb, and all of them, the whole fam, and Doc Guys.
Perfect. And if anybody from Barbie or Mattel is it? I think Barbie's a Mattel, isn't she? Anybody's listening?
Yeah,
from
I think it's Mattel.
Take a Barbie sponsorship. Wink, wink.
No,
Just think how cool that would be, like if they sponsored you, like even like stuff to give away for fan appreciation, where you had like a bunch of like Barbies that you could actually hand away to the kids at the track.
That is very cool. You should write Barbie. Just saying.
I think I will. I think Barbie's sticking. It was a little like gag joke, but I think it's sticking.
Easy marketing. I think you're onto something there. Long term.
Yeah.
And not trying to sound like bad in any way, like you kind of are very like close to like the girly girl image of Barbie that like I think you have reps. So like you have like the tomboys, but like I was saying this, I think it was Caitlin's episode. It was a good mix of we have like the tomboys and like the girly girls to show like it doesn't matter what lady you are, whether you're wearing high heels to sell houses or you're wearing farm boots to work the farm. Like, you know what I mean? Anyone could get into racing, and it's
Yeah, at the end of the day, anyone can hop up in a car and get behind the wheel. It's open to all, and I think like all females should get into it. There's nothing stopping you whatsoever. So I love to see. I'm glad that you did like this race month because like I love to see all like the diversity and how females are getting behind the wheel. It's awesome to see.
and I did this kind of like the first person I messaged was Jen, because me and Jen have gotten along since I seen the ponytail waving out the back of the legend car at me.
As I passed you.
Yeah.
Yep, there you go. Yep.
I knew who passed me because I'd get the ponytail and I'd get a I'm like, well, there goes Jen.
I do that. I pass it.
I got you back a couple times though.
I like to have a blast. I like to have fun. I don't think I'm ever not smiling, honestly.
Not true. You did get mad at me once.
Okay. Once in a blue moon.
Yeah. It might have been when my brakes actually broke. And well, yeah. I think it was your car I like folded the rear subframe in. But Yeah, I put the like foot to the floor and it just nothing. I'm like, this is gonna hurt. I'm like, I tried to like avoid cars, but right as I tried to avoid, I think you were passing. I think it was actually her teammate in. Oh God, I can't remember his name right now. Who's the '77 legend? He was on the podcast not too long ago.
Oh, Glenn Morris.
Yeah, that's who it is.
Mhm.
So that's Paige's teammate technically. So
Oh, okay. Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, I think, yeah, that was, there was me and Glenn, yeah, me and Glenn were passing, or I was passing Glenn, I think,
but yeah, we always had our group was always like the fun group. Like we weren't the super competitive, like having to bust our butts to go win the race, but we fought our butts from 5th through 10th.
oh yeah, absolutely. And but always with a smile too. And you know what? My goal this year was no drama. Just I wanted to go to the track, no drama, nobody upset. Like just have a great summer. It's exactly what I did, and I'm going out this season just excited for next season. Which you know that you've had a good season when you're excited for the next season because there's lots of and I know there's a lot of people even in that situation right now where they're just like, oh my God, let this year be over. Like it's, you know, like you've run out of money because you've had some accidents or you're constantly working on the car or whatever. And knock on wood, it's just been a really good year. Paige also, I think, right?
Yeah. No, I completely understand you. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And Brett, he's not been racing. So
I've got to race twice this year. It was enough that like, I wasn't like itching like really, really bad. I was still gonna bring the modified out, but it needed some stuff that I don't own. And so the weirdest part is most of the best racers and the people I like hanging out with are the same as us. We'll lend every part off our car, but if we need something, we're not going to borrow it.
yeah.
We're all like that because we'd rather help everyone else. So like I started putting my car together. There was literally 15 parts I had to get back to put my car back together
Mhm.
to just find out.
Everybody else it out too.
Well, I got it all back, and I had some other things that were having issues. I'm like, I'm not spending any more money. I'm like, it was going to cost me like $2,000 to run, but Wally Wilson won that race, so I had a shot.
Wally did so good though. I'm so proud of Wally and what a and his confidence, even this last weekend, he was doing really good. So
I think that's the lady that's behind Wally with Sierra Graves there.
yeah, maybe she could be. I think Jerry Broom will take most of the credit because he was spotting for him, but
I don't know. I'm just saying from, an outside perspective, Wally has gotten twice as fast ever since him and Sierra have been. I don't know if they're dating or not, but ever since Sierra and him have been hanging out.
they are definitely dating. Yes, they're a couple and a cute couple, and I see them like every Friday night at Delaware. And he's actually been racing one of the Howard's cars against me. So yeah, he's been having a good time.
So is there anything you'd like to say, Paige, about like your racing or like stuff that we like maybe not mentioned? Like,
You guys have touched every subject, I feel, but I don't know. I'm very grateful that I get to do this year. I remember because I used to do karts like 2 years ago, 3 years ago, a while back, and I don't know. I really like adrenaline rush feeling that comes with racing. So I'm just grateful that my dad is giving me this opportunity to, go and have some fun.
so I didn't know you raced karts and stuff before. Uh-oh. Oh, there she's back. You froze us again for a second. So I didn't
Oh,
know,
did I?
yeah. What's it like jumping from competitive karts into like a full-size bone stock?
It's definitely different. I don't know. I feel like the karts they felt quicker a little bit, but you get the hang of it all. I think what really had me stumped was learning how to drive standard all over again, because I got taught how to drive on a standard when I was 15. And then I got an automatic car and kind of like left that behind. So I think it was me figuring out how to drive a standard a week before my first race. that that was the hardest thing for me.
So, knowing that Jen is the race director of the Great Lakes Legend Series, I think there's a great opportunity to have the Barbie Legend car, maybe with having you drive it, pop into the Great Lakes Series.
The Legends are super. I've raced everything. Well, I except a modified.
Well, you know where it is. Come get it.
Yeah, so I was frozen there. Yeah, I think like I haven't run a modified, but anyways, I've raced everything. I've had late models, many late models. I've had Canadian vintage modifieds. I've had anything. Legend car by far is the funnest car to drive, in my opinion. Come on over,
I think we need a Barbie Legend car.
Barbie Legend.
I want to get into all those different classes. It sounds so much fun. I'm a little bit nervous because it's definitely different. Like I have never been in anything like that quick, so I feel like when the time is right.
Yeah, they're very quick. Oh yeah, you've got years and years and years, and that's what I was gonna say to you too. Like, just experience it, just like soak it all in and lap it all in. And you're 18 and you've got your whole life ahead of you, and you're gonna have friends forever now in the racing community, and just enjoy it. Just soak it in and really put everything into perspective, and don't get too up in your head, but or don't think, like stay grounded and just have fun and just be, how do I say that well, but like
Just be Barbie.
Just be Barbie, and just be a good role model for the sport, and play nice with others, and just be an awesome chick. So and we're gonna watch as you go through everything. So
yeah, you have a long racing career ahead of you.
Yeah.
So I know with the Strawn, Savannah, which is a third generation. Are you just second generation, or are you third as well?
I would say third, third, because my grandfather, Craig Stevenson, he used to race too. And they got passed down to my dad, and then now me, yeah.
So is there are you waiting for the day that you get to race with your dad more, or the day you get to race with your brother more?
Ooh, I don't know. I feel like the sibling thing would be a little bit deadly. We always have like our little jabs here and there. So I don't know. Maybe my dad. You know what? Maybe both. All three of us. Put us all on a track. We're always so competitive. So
your mom would not be able to handle that.
No. 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 She wouldn't. She'd be like, oh my God. Freaking out the entire time.
I loved racing with my son. Like that was pretty cool. There's quite a few father-daughter duos, but there's not very many mom-son duos at all. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah, for sure.
I just want to see you beat Glenn. Because I know there's a bet with Glenn and Savannah who was going to win the race first, and Savannah whooped Glenn's butt. So now I want to see you jump in legend cars, and because I feel like they're kind of the most affordable class to move into after four cylinders.
Once you buy the legend car, it's quite affordable once you buy the legend car. Although, I mean, the nice thing about legends is like all the parts are like INEX stamped parts and stuff. So you're buying equal parts that everybody else can buy, and so there's not a lot of ways. This is going to open a whole can of whoop ass. But anyways, there's not a ton of ways to gain an advantage, blah, blah, blah. I don't need any emails on this one either. But anyways.
This will be the best emails you get.
Come on. But anyways, having said that, like it's supposed to be a very equal sport, right? Or series, I should say. And so, you buy parts from only a couple of different suppliers, and everybody has to buy them from the same suppliers, et cetera, et cetera. So it is a class that is supposed to be the cars are supposed to be fairly equal. Having said that, like once you buy the car, unless you have some bad situations, which in open wheel cars, as we know, can happen pretty quickly. I have the scars to prove it. But having said that, then you're not really into a ton of money once you own the car.
Okay.
But another piece of advice I'll give you, and this is from a guy that's raced way too many cars and not a lot of years, is take your time actually moving up, because the more you get committed to it and the more financial strain, especially because you're a young person yourself, you still have probably, houses to look at and who knows how many years. There's probably gonna be a marriage to pay for eventually. You know what I mean? Like, you have these bills, and like a lot of times, I don't know if Jen will back me up or yell at me for this one. We spend way too much time putting racing as number one, and we forget about the life's little things on the outside. So don't overstress yourself about spending too much on racing and moving up to a class maybe you're not quite ready to afford financially yet. Just
I didn't make it to any of my family's weddings ever. If it was summertime, I missed all of them. And there's lots of, I have 3 kids. I've raced while having 3 kids, and there was lots of weekends that we maybe ate another box of Kraft dinner because I needed a new tire. It happens.
Yeah, that's what my parents did. They're having, because they're getting married in, I think, 4 days, and they're having it on a Sunday because Saturday's racing, and that's the last points night. So yeah, we've always kind of revolved our life around racing. So
Yep, totally.
But that's so another thing I'll ask is, we've asked, I think, almost every other guest, if you could give advice to ladies looking or girls to get into racing, what was some advice, especially because you're learning this year to get into the sport, what's some advice you can give to help them start into racing?
just go into it. I mean, it's hard to say that, but I feel like the more you just kind of like push yourself into something, then it'll become easier and come to you. But yeah, reach out. Don't be afraid to reach out to whoever. There's always helping hands. There's no one that's going to say no. Yeah, I just say go into it. Yeah.
Doesn't hurt to have a dad that was a race car driver that wants to get you into it. That doesn't hurt.
Yeah. Yes, for sure. Yeah.
He probably had the trailer hooked to the truck before she said yes.
Oh yeah, sure. I'm sure.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong about that one.
But see, this is the thing, is like, when Paige gets to be well, possibly a mother, like, you want to do the same thing like with your kids, because it's one of those sports that it's very family based, and the pits become a family. So like, you get a race with your friend Callie in the number 55 bone stock. So like, Jen knows this, like, you've raced with certain drivers over certain years, and now all of a sudden Jen's kids getting to drive with like some of the kids of like other drivers. So
Those
it's kind of,
drivers. Yep.
so
Or
it's,
like even Zach running against Joe Adams, or Jason Legg, or those are just the two because I saw them this weekend. But like, I raced against them years ago, like not like 25 years ago, and now my son is racing against them. Like, how cool is that? That's pretty darn cool.
the best example I can think of like a scenario like that is like Gary Elliott. Think about how many Lapsovic's he's had to race against.
I raced against him for a long time in hobby cars.
And one of the nicest dudes in the pit, at least with me.
Yep.
Always has his puppy with him too, which is nice.
Yeah, Buttons.
Oh, well, what's Barbie's dog's name?
My dog, or like the actual Barbie dog
No,
name?
like Barbie. Like, does Barbie actually have a dog in like Barbie Land? I don't know. I did not watch the movie. I will admit I did not watch the Barbie movie, but
I did watch the movie, but I don't remember I think there was a dog name, but it's not coming to mind.
once we quit recording, I'll spin my camera around because my puppy is having the cutest little nap on the couch, and she's so cute. The way her head is stuffed in there with her paws up and everything.
Paige was just like, "Can we end recording? I want to see puppy."
Yeah.
All right. So we actually probably should call it a night, because after Jen gave me crap 30 minutes ago.
That's what happened.
So I want to thank you for joining us. You've been a great ambassador of the sport this year. It was great to see your improvements through the year, especially because like I kind of understand there's a little bit of like extra stress on you getting into racing because your dad raced and stuff like that. It's kind of the similar thing that Savannah's dealing with, but I
My
feel
dad,
like sorry, you cut out there, John.
my dad raced.
Yeah.
You
So
gotta live up to them shoes.
well, and this is what I'm trying to say, and like it's I think she kind of don't. I hopefully I don't offend you this way, but like I feel like because like you're at the right teenage years, it's kind of like the like with Brock Baker living up to John Baker and John Baker Jr. So like you know what I mean, you kind of have to live up to those shoes, but at the same time you're paving your own path. So
Mhm.
And just for the record, I was gonna say too, like we talked about like age categories and all that. So my dad came out of circle track racing, went to drag racing a few years ago. He's 79 and still works on his own cars, has 2 drag cars and dragged all last weekend. Like 79 years old at the drag strip doing his thing. Crazy.
they won't let Jen drive his car anymore.
Not anymore. No.
Jen might have been faster.
I did. I tried. Too hard. You gotta love him. I just can't. The drive, like 79 years old and still loading his car up and dragging it down himself and unloading it and doing all of his work on his own car and getting out there and drag racing. And I can't, like, I don't get to go very often because I'm already at the track. And so, yeah, the whole thing, but like 79, like I'll just be happy to make it to 79, let alone still racing at 79.
Yeah, I feel like racing has no age limit. That's what I love about it. It's like endless. I love seeing like from I think the youngest I've seen is like 5
Mhm.
and like little like junior late models to 80 plus. It's awesome. It's great to
Mhm.
see.
It's something that you can continue to do for sure.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna make a joke about Ange Novus there for a second.
No, that's what you've been doing.
I I like
Picking on her.
no Angelo Novus.
I don't even know who that. Why don't I know who that is? Like I
21 Mini Cooper bone stock.
Oh,
Okay. Yeah.
The one that
Yeah.
has I was gonna say, like, how do you not know this guy? I think he's
No, I
leading the
do. I
points
do.
in
I
your
do.
division.
I know. I know. I'm so bad with names. Put a picture and I got it.
well, Paige, and I'm looking forward to meeting you. Hopefully at the end of the season if I get out, and it'd be nice to meet you. We did Caitlin Wallace. Like I'm really good friends with Nicole Gibbons. Grew up in the same town, and she's been a good friend of mine for a long time. And then the Howard girls, I park right beside them at Delaware, so I was able to, like, I knew them really well, you know. And but I hadn't met Caitlin Wallace. So like right after we did the podcast, I actually was at Flamborough and met her. So I got a hug and got to meet her for the first time in person, which was really cool. And then the captain, Morgan Moore, I know her dad really well, obviously, but from like kind of off track stuff, like doing other stuff. But I haven't really spent a lot of time with her either, but she did such a great job as well. Like just such a great interview. She was so cute. So this has really opened up even me meeting some of the really great younger generation ladies driving that I haven't had an opportunity to meet before. So that's cool. I look forward to meeting you.
Yes, I look forward to meeting you too. It's been awesome. I've never done this before. I was a little nervous coming into this. But yeah, no, you guys have been nothing but welcoming and it's been great.
Make sure after it airs that you put it on all your social media so you can get your hits, because at the end of the 30 days, like once yours airs, we're giving everybody 30 days after that. And after that, whoever's got the most hits takes home the money.
Well, I
Okay.
don't think it's exactly 30 days. I think it's the end of the last episode of the month. So the exact date, which I'll check on the calendar here, will be September 27th. They'll be roughly around when the episode airs, which will be actually Savannah Finley to be quite appropriate. So when that I look kind of when her episode airs, I won't have a definite time because I might sleep. Who knows? But yeah, I'm gonna wish you the best of luck.
I'll definitely be sleeping that day.
Is that like the day?
That is the day that I'm 30 days today to the big surgery day. Yeah. So
So that is super
Yeah.
irony.
Scary for me. Yeah.
And then maybe if I do make it up to Peterborough Speedway, because I don't know if I'm working with the NASCAR team this weekend. That's the only reason I don't know if I'm going to make it. And hopefully they don't drop a car on me this weekend if they do. Yeah, if not, I'll be up there. I don't know if I'm going to do pictures again this weekend. I am tempted to go back down to Ashwegan because honestly, sprint cars are the most beautiful sounds
They're
and
so
scenes ever.
Boy.
And if not, I'll come out there and maybe we'll film some TikToks of me trying to hop in the Barbie car, which is probably like the seat's way too far forward.
I would love to film a TikTok. That would be awesome. I think you should get in the Barbie car.
I probably can't do it with my helmet on, but I'll see if I can pop in the Barbie car.
Okay.
I fit in Caitlin Wallace's car, and I feel like she's shorter than you are. Because, like, you're not much shorter than I am.
I'm like 5'3", 5'2".
You're bigger than that. We have
I don't
pictures.
know.
We have pictures standing side by side, and you're like at my shoulder.
So are you lying about your height?
No, I shrunk
He's a
2 inches
man.
in a legend car accident, so I'm 6 foot now instead of 6'2".
Yeah, I got measured because me again, Callie, my the bone stock driver, we always have this feud. I'm like, I think I'm taller than you, but I don't know if this was rigged, but I was just under 5'3", so I don't know if she rigged that.
Yeah, she
That's a
used the fake tape measure just so she'd be bigger.
Yeah, I think so.
Anyway, I want to thank you for joining us, and good luck this weekend. It's kind of like when you watch the Fox racing. I hope you end up with Jen's money instead of Clip Boyer's. So
Yes.
Well, I just want to say thank you so much for having me, and it's been good. Really enjoyed it.
Awesome.